Good evening, everybody. This is Larry from GeekyKOOL.com, and this is GeekyKOOL presents Geeky Cinephiles. My cohort and partner over here, Joe, and I am Larry the Professor. We're going to talk a little bit about fathers in cinema and some of our favorite and best fathers out there, because yesterday was Father's Day, and so thought that might be a good homage to the fathers out there. Happy Father's Day belated to all of you fathers that may be watching this. And let us know what you think of our list of fathers in movies here.
Yeah, thank you for it. It's always fun because I give you my picks before and I never get to see yours. So it's kind of
I know
fun.
I kind of like ha 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 ha. And some of that's that way we make sure not to duplicate, but this time there's no
Yeah,
duplication. So it's
yeah,
an interesting list that way. But
yeah.
yeah, and for those that don't know, Joe and I have been off for a little while here. There have been life events that happened for both of us that we are in full plans to do this weekly once again. And I haven't even told you this, Joe. We've got somebody that may want to come on and join us. So at least
Oh,
occasionally, if not full time. So as I get more information from him, we'll talk about that. But yeah, I've got somebody that so we can maybe make it a trio. Even I don't know.
there you
It'll be interesting. So
go. Fun.
yeah, the guy would be a little younger than us, so that might be an interesting perspective for him. So
Yeah.
his name's Owen. So anyway, but enough about that. We'll talk about that off air later. But right now, we want to get into the heart of the matter and share our lists with you guys and let you know who we think are some of the best fathers out there in cinema. Who are we going to go with first, Joe?
We're going bottom to top or just top five in general?
Well, however you want to do it. I always start at the bottom of my list and work my way up, but you do it as you please, my friend.
I'll start. Yeah, okay, I'll start at the bottom. By the way, Larry, like he normally does each week, he on Monday he says pick, and by Sunday night I haven't picked, and he says, okay, well I'm gonna pick.
Um,
So sorry, Larry.
Inspiration hit yesterday. I'm like, we should do Father's Day. There's the
Yeah,
challenge is movies either show a lack of a father being involved, and unfortunately, that's a true life thing for a lot of people where the fathers aren't involved, or they show the blundering father who, you know,
the
is
yeah,
yeah the real dork, Juvis, whatever. And those really aren't the father roles that we want to kind of highlight. So, but I thought, yeah, why not? Let's go with this since it was Father's Day. So.
that was a great choice. Okay, so my um, first one is Mr. Mom, Michael Keaton,
Yeah,
1980.
yeah. From what, 83,
Yeah,
84? Yeah,
yeah,
Mr. Mom, great. Michael Keaton, before he became Batman, before he
yeah,
became a serious actor,
yeah.
even after Batman, he was a comedic actor who had a great timing. And this movie is hysterical and a great showing of fatherhood. I agree with this pick. This was on my short list of things that I didn't put on my list, but that's a great pick, Joe. What do you want to say about it? Do you remember his name as a character?
Jack Burns.
Yeah, I
Jack.
think you're right. Yeah, yeah, right.
I just watched it like a week ago, just on accident. It was on. I turned it on. Yeah, John Hughes. I think John Hughes' first film, maybe.
I think you're right. I
Um,
think you're right there.
yeah,
Yes.
but it's in the '80s when the economy's high and booming. But he works for the auto industry, and he loses his job, and his wife gets a job, which wasn't
Right.
typical back in the days. And
Right.
so they
Right.
switch. And the fun ensues. It's
Yep.
a hilarious movie. It's
It
very cool.
certainly is. The and I love the idea that he's having all these people come over to work on the house for this or that, and then he feeds the baby chili. You never feed a baby chili.
And then he's a little bit intimidated by his wife's new boss.
Yeah.
So the
Yeah.
boss pick her up at their house at 8 a.m. And so Jack decides to get dressed in his overalls and with a chainsaw, and he's going to come out
Yep.
and
Yep. Yep.
press the guy.
Ooh.
You want a beer? It's 8 o'clock in the morning. Scotch?
He was pulling out the chainsaw even before Clark Griswold was in Christmas
Yeah.
Vacation. And there's a father that is not on either one of our lists. So,
Oh, I
all right.
know. Wow.
I know that's crazy, right? Because that could have been. So, all right. Well, great choice on Mr. Mom with Michael Keaton there. That's a great pick. Anything else you want to say about it before we move on to the next one?
If you haven't seen it, go watch it. It's hilarious.
Yeah, I totally agree. Well, we're going to go from comedy to a little more intense, Joe.
Okay.
What happens if you take my daughter, Joe?
Oh, Taken?
Yeah, we're doing Brian Mills from Taken, and
Yeah.
I think we both agree. You mess with our families, we're coming after you. Now we
Yeah.
may not be able to do it quite as well as Brian Mills, but we're still coming after you, right? That's part of being a father is like, I'm going to be
Yeah.
protective and you're not going to touch my kids or my family. I'm going to take you down. Well,
Man, good choice. He's like the ultimate father. I'm going to
he-
travel worldwide and kill
yeah.
everybody. If I don't.
You touch my kid and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to kill you. Yeah. Yeah. This is, I thought this was a really great character. Really shows the love for his family and that whole thing of, how fathers sometimes we don't always say our feelings there, but they can come out in ways, especially if we feel like there's a threat to our family or
Yeah.
anybody's messing with it. We can get to pretty intense. So I thought this was a great selection of that part of fatherhood on how we're going to try to solve the problem, and sometimes it may just be killing somebody.
Good choice.
I don't think Joe and I are going to kill anybody, but you know.
And Liam Neeson was well established by this point, but this was huge for him. This
Yeah,
was a
it
huge
was.
box
Yeah,
office movie.
it came out after his Star Wars run, but it really elevated him to an action star level that he wasn't at before. And he'd been around for a long time. Always a great actor. Yeah. Yep. So, all right, that's my first one. What do we got for your second one here, Joe?
I'm going to go old traditional classic
Yep.
and To Kill a Mockingbird, Atticus Finch.
Yeah, this is a great selection. Also on my short list here.
If we have to tell you what To Kill a Mockingbird is about, then you fail in literature and cinema.
Go check it out if you've not seen it and if you've not read it. But yes, this is a classic movie. One of the great characters of all time in here. Um, as Joe had mentioned, classic literature. This is a must watch for anybody who's not seen it. This is a must watch.
He was like the picture of the perfect dad, then, Atticus Finch.
He certainly was. I agree, and really showed his family compassion, calmness in a situation that was not a good situation.
Yeah.
Having to defend somebody back in this time frame that was African American as an attorney, you weren't going to be, considered very highly by a lot of people, unfortunately.
Right.
But he does the right thing and will do the right thing no matter what. That which is just a perfect representation of what fathership should be, right? To have compassion, show your kids how to be a good person, and this movie does
Right.
it perfectly.
Yeah. Good point.
So great one there.
What you got next?
Well, I'm going to go, you went a little old school comedy. I'm going to go old school comedy also. Not quite as old as yours, but set back in 1993 when a husband and father gets divorced from his wife, but he wants to be involved with his family, but the courts just won't let him. Why not, dress up as a nanny in Little Mrs. Doubtfire? Robin
Yeah.
Williams starring in this great movie, Daniel Hillard, aka Mrs. Doubtfire, the nanny, where he puts on makeup, fake everything, and he goes through this whole process of transformation just to spend time with his kids because he's not getting to spend time with them. And I think we can relate to the fact that if somebody were to take our kids away where we can't see them at all, we would want to do just about anything to be able to spend that time with them. So
yeah, just about anything. Good choice.
yeah, and such a funny movie. So many great quotable lines in this one. Also, maybe the first time I ever saw somebody that was openly playing a gay character with his brother. But yeah, it was very humorous. Yeah. So very early on, but this movie is really funny. If you've not seen it, I suggest it. It's a good place to go for a laugh, but also a good feel for fatherhood. So
yeah, amen.
All right, what do you got next for us, Joe?
Hey, I got Vito Corleone and The Godfather.
So I was interested in where you're going with this one because I'm like, oh, who's the good father? I mean, a lot of interesting father roles in here for sure.
Yes.
But so tell me what you're thinking here.
I wouldn't say a bad father. Clearly, he was involved in criminal activities.
What?
But he
spoiler alert. Spoiler alert.
Yeah, we don't I'm talking about that. But he was highly involved in his kid's life. His kids were part of his life and his business.
Most definitely, yeah.
He provided all the guidance he needed. They all wanted to protect him.
Yeah. I mean, it's true. That's very true. Yeah, very much a loyal family guy. Even if he's doing things that aren't legal and good, still a very good loyal family guy. No, that's great. I saw this. I saw on your list, and I went, "Wow, okay." I had not thought that. That one caught me off guard a little bit, but I liked it. I'm like, oh, one of the greatest movies of all time. 1 and 2 both are simply amazing. If you've not seen it, I do suggest it. Now, it is a long watch. The first one in particular, a very long watch. I think 4.5 hours, if I'm not mistaken, something like that. But so well done, so well told of a story. Definitely worth your time. But yeah, check that one out.
His death is the catalyst to the ultimate Godfather, who we know as Al Pacino.
Exactly.
Yeah, he had to step into his father's role.
Had to step in, most definitely. Yep, that's good. I like it. I like it. Go ahead, Joe.
How long has it been since you've seen it?
It has. I went back and rewatched it, and I think I own it on Vudu. So I don't know, 10 years probably.
Okay.
First time I watched it, so it was really funny because it came out, I believe, in '73. So I wasn't really around when it came out. Where I was very small. It wasn't the kind of movie I was going to watch when I was 3, though. But what caught it on HBO? My parents had we'd moved into town. We got cable. Probably shouldn't have got cable, but we got cable, and this movie comes on, and I have to leave to go to work in just a little while. But I get so caught up in this thing, and I keep thinking, well, this movie has to be about over, right? So, and I have to drive half an hour to get to work. I'm going a couple towns over. So I'm waiting, and I'm working at Sonic, and so I don't want to go put on my uniform. But finally, I rush to get my uniform on and get my shoes on. Of course, this is the days before. We had a VCR, but we didn't have any blank tapes to tape this thing. And long before, right. So long before you could, stream it or whatever. So catching this thing, because you just never knew when HBO was going to show something. And I was just involved in it because I was just sucked in. And I think I had to leave like 2.5 hours in. And I drove 80 miles an hour to get to work. And I still was late because I was so caught up in this. I wanted to see the ending. So it grasped me. And so then next time it was on, I made sure to give myself plenty of time and then realized how long of a movie it was. But man, it's engrossing. So it's a great movie.
Yeah. Okay, what you got next?
All right. Well, I'm not going to give you something quite as highbrow as The Godfather. It's not quite a classic, but something that is very heartwarming and a really good movie that I think sometimes people forget about. And this one actually stars a guy who used to be kind of a rap star back in the day. Talking Pursuit of Happiness with Will Smith.
Ah, the good old Pursuit of Happiness. Yeah.
Yeah, this movie it really kind of shows what a father will do to try to make a better life for his son. And his wife leaves him. They don't have any money. At one point, they're having to sleep in the bathroom of the subway station with the, and he's got his foot jammed against the door so nobody can get in this bathroom where him and his son can sleep. But he stays awake doing this. But he has to go through all these things trying to make enough money to survive to be able to get this job to be able to provide for his family. So,
Yeah. Good choice.
and Chris Gardner, based off a true story. Now, as I like to say, based off a true story often means we got a couple of the major events and we got the
Yeah.
name, and then we're going to tell whatever story we want. But but this one's actually a really good story of of African American man and his son trying to make their way in the late '80s in the stock market time. So
Yeah.
because one of the scenes I love is guy pulls up in this super nice um, sports car, and he's like, "Wow, what do you do?" He goes, "Well, I work in the stock market." He goes, "That's what I want to do. I want to drive one of those." I'm like, "There you go. That's truly thinking like a guy. Like, oh, not only can I take care
Yeah.
of my family, I want one of those cars." So,
Yeah.
and there's a scene where he got he went with one of his boss had him go with him in a taxi cab, and the boss said, "Oh, I forgot my wallet. You pay." When they get you to your house, and he didn't have any money because he had no money he could spend, so he ended up having to trick the cab driver and running away. So, which is just sad, but that's yeah. But this, if you've not seen this one, it's a good heartfelt movie from 2026. Not one of those that this one can be a little bit tearjerker. This one will get you emotionally, and I know it got my emotions for having a child all all up in me looking at this from a father. So thought this was a really good example of a father here with Chris Gardner.
Amen.
So, all right, Joe, what do you got next for us?
My second to last is Captain Fantastic. Have you seen it?
I have not. So it looks interesting. It
It's a
looks
great movie.
really interesting. I know you
Um,
always pick great ones. I just haven't seen this one.
it says when they market it, it says adventure slash comedy. It's not really comedy, but it's very heartwarming.
Mm-hmm.
Essentially, this father and mother move their kids off the grid, and
Right.
the things they teach them are so much more valuable in life than
Right.
the other thing normal parents teach them. And they're all very involved. It's a very tight family, and I don't want to give too much away, but it's fantastic. Speaking of Captain Fantastic, yeah.
I, it,
By the end, you're not going to be crying, but you're going to be excited. You're going to be happy that, yeah,
it looks like a good movie. It looks like a fun movie just from looking at it and kind of reading a little bit about it. Because I'm like, all right, he gave me one I've not seen. So I always love that because that means I need to go do my research on it. So,
yeah.
all
Well, at
right.
one point, he has to take his family, his kids of six. I think he has six kids. He
Yeah.
has to take
Yeah.
into town, and they live in the woods, and his kids are asking questions like they're looking at a menu like, what's cola? And he says poison water, and
Right.
ooh,
Right.
but it's history. They don't even, and they look at one point his kids look at people and they're like, why are they all so fat? And it's interesting. It's interesting. You'll like it.
Yeah, if you're living off the grid, that would make a world of difference.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm ready to do that yet, Joe. Don't think I'm ready to go off the grid yet, but
I'm
it
not
sounds like a good idea.
not Captain Fantastic at all.
You're not Captain Fantastic. Now that has broken my whole image. Oh my goodness.
Of course.
All right. So my next one, we're going to go with a bit of a monster thriller movie.
What could this be?
One where the family has to avoid monsters everywhere they go and be very, very quiet.
Poltergeist?
Nope. We're gonna go with a quiet place.
Ah, great choice, dude.
Yeah. Here's a father in Lee Abbott having to adjust on the fly of what the world is completely just changed. And these monsters, if you
Yeah.
make any noise, come out to um, just basically consume anybody. And having to teach your family how to be quiet and doing the things to protect them. In the end, sacrificing himself. And I love John Krasinski. Love him as an actor. This role is amazing. The great thing is in this movie, very few words are ever said in this movie. This is one of those almost going back to a silent movie, but there's plenty of sound in it. It's just they have to be very quiet and show each other in different ways. And this movie is so
Yeah.
well acted and such a cool monster movie. I love monster movies,
Yeah.
and those are probably my favorite kind of horror kind of movies or monster movies. And this one is amazing. And I thought Lee Abbott there, he's a good father, doing everything he can to protect his family, including sacrificing himself when it comes down to it.
Good choice. I wouldn't even think about that at all. That was a great choice.
Thank you. Thank you.
Did you know John Krasinski directed that too? I think he wrote it.
I did not know that. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, now there's like 4 spinoffs or 3 spinoffs, but yeah.
Yeah. I've enjoyed them all. The
Yep.
first one though is just so great. So
Yeah. Ridiculous, yeah. And it's kind of it's apocalyptic, so these monsters have obviously come in town and the world has come to an end, but so people are trying to survive. That's cool too. I like the apocalyptic.
yeah, yep. You know, and there's one that I didn't put on here that's very post-apocalyptic that we can talk about after we're done. That I still find disturbing as a movie. But anyway, so all right. Well, tell me what's the next one on your list.
Last but not least is A Bronx Tale.
Bronx Tale.
Robert De Niro. I mean, you can't go wrong with Robert De Niro.
You cannot go wrong with Robert De Niro. Exactly.
But Robert De Niro is the father, and his son. He teaches his son right, and teaches his son right and wrong. But they live in New York, and there's a mob boss in town, and the mob boss is liking to his son, and so the kid is torn between the mob boss as a father figure and his actual father as a father figure.
Right.
And it's kind of a complicated wrestling match, but I mean, Robert De Niro is like the ultimate father in that movie.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Well, and that's really a good image for life in general. How there are just things in life that can conflict and come up against that father-child, father-son relationship there that can cause that friction and what you think is important, especially younger compared to that relationship with your father. And so does a great job of that. That's a great pick for it.
And the gang, do you know the gangster Sonny? Do you remember him? He's the mob boss.
Yep.
He wrote it. He wrote the film.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. That's a really good film. That's a great selection and a really good father figure there. So I think we're bringing in some amazing father figures here.
I know. Okay, you've got one.
I hope mine's just as amazing, or maybe, just maybe, Joe. I hope it's incredible. The The Incredibles is my favorite Pixar film, one of my favorite animated movies of the last 30 years.
Yeah,
Bob
yeah,
Parr,
yeah,
the fact that he's working at this job that's just sucking his soul dry to
yeah,
provide for his family. He hates his life, but yet he continues to do it because he wants to take care of his family. Isn't really connected with the family in the beginning of the movie. When he finds what he's really called to do, which is to be the superhero, Mr. Incredible, he it brings new life to his whole family. And so I'm reminded, no matter how much a job may suck your soul, that time with your family is important. You know,
yeah,
that's where you get your real fulfillment. The scene that always gets me is at the end when they get on the rocket and they get all the way into New York, and they're in the RV driving along and trying to take the different roads, which road to take, and all that. But it comes to a point where he's like, "Okay, I'm going to get out and I'm going to take care of this." And his wife's like, "Why do you keep doing this? Why do you not let us do help you? What is, we, do you think we're not good enough?" And he's like, "No, I can't lose you guys again. I thought I
yeah,
lost you. I can't survive if I lose you." And I thought,
yeah.
wow, there's a father right there in a
Great.
guy. He's superhero, one of the strongest people on earth, but
Yeah,
without his family, he realizes he's nothing. And I'm
nothing.
like, that's a great father right there. Bob Parr, baby.
I agree, man. That was a great choice. I didn't even think about that one.
Yeah. Yeah, we both pulled out some rabbits there where we weren't thinking about it. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Do you have something that you want to talk about that were ones that didn't quite make the list, but were honorable mentions for us, Joe?
Okay, so the one you were talking about is the movie right before. I think you said it's about a father, and it's kind of dark and depressing.
Yep, yep.
Were you talking about The Road?
Yeah, that's the one I'm talking
Ah,
about. That
yes.
movie, I
Oh,
swear, after I was done, I turned it off and go, I need some antidepressants. Oh my
yeah,
gosh.
yeah.
Great movie.
I'm
Great
glad that you said
movie.
that because that was
But
that was like number
oh
6. Yeah,
yeah. That one
it's a
sucks my soul. Yeah.
if you had people haven't seen it, it's apocalyptic, and it's a father and son traveling across the country. I can't remember what they're traveling to get to, but
Just trying to
basically,
find food more than anything, or find some place they'd be able to have a community food, because they basically, something happens and the earth basically catches on fire, and all of the animals die, most of the humans die, all the food supply is pretty much eaten up. There's no grain on the earth, the grass doesn't even grow, and so they're trying to find community and also food. And there's a scene where they end up in this barn, and I'm telling you, I'm just for reviewers, scene where they end up in this barn and they find one kernel of wheat, and he's like, "Son, you have this, you need this more than I do, please eat this." It's like, "But Dad, I'm still hungry." "Yes, son, we'll find more food tomorrow." Oh, just kills me. Oh my gosh. Great movie, well done, but don't watch it if you're having any sort of emotional problems. If you're facing, if depression's something you face, do not watch this movie. But if you can handle it, oh my gosh, it's great. The Road, yeah,
I'm so glad that we both agreed on that. Like,
yeah,
oh, I knew what you were talking about. I wondered if that's what you're talking about.
that
Yeah.
was it. Yeah, yeah. Well, you got
Okay.
any
What
other
about?
ones you want? Go ahead.
Yeah, Field of Dreams.
Yes, Field of Dreams is a great one. Yep, yep,
The ultimate. You build it and they will come, but really,
yep.
it's about his father. So I'm
It's
getting to play
all about his father. Yeah,
last time. What
yeah.
else? What else?
Um, George Banks from Father of the Bride, the remake
Oh,
from '91.
yeah.
Such a great movie, showing kind of how, you know, us fathers usually, we don't get outwardly as emotional about our kids getting married or life changing or whatever, but it really kind of shows how he's tied himself to what's going on with his daughter and how he almost wants to sabotage it because he loves his relationship with his daughter. He knows things are going to change. Such a good movie with
Yeah,
Steve
it's
Martin.
good.
Steve Martin, where he actually starting to do a lot more emotion. There's some humor in this, a lot of humor in this movie, but it's not the
Yeah,
slapstick humor of Steve Martin's earlier years. We've got Finding Nemo with Marlin being
yeah.
father. That's a great one. Cheaper by the Dozen, the remake there from 2003.
Did you know I was in that play in high school? I was the Nemo.
No,
Yeah, yeah.
that's amazing.
That was a blast. Yeah, it was so
I,
cool.
I
The Spartan version is very very different from the. It's
it
like a
is.
60s or 70s version.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but it's a play too, I guess.
It
But
is a
yeah,
play
yeah.
too. Yeah. Trent. I think I know who the playwright was, but it's lost. I've lost it just all suddenly. But yeah, yeah, no, yeah. It's a really great play, and in the 2003 movie is very different than the play or the original movie. But
Yeah.
I really like both versions. But the father Cheaper by the Dozen, the remake there, I really kind of related to him and felt great about that. I thought that was just fun. And of course,
11 years
Mufasa
into it.
from Lion King is another one that was on the list.
Yeah.
Mufasa, woo woo. Say it again. All right, guys, you've seen our list and heard our extra ones even there for us, the honorable mentions. Did we leave something off? Did we highlight the wrong one? What do you think should be on your list? Whose list did you like better, mine or Joe's?
Yeah.
Not that it's a competition, but of course it's mine. I mean, no. Let us know what you think. Feel free, give us
Have
some
you?
comments on our YouTube or on Facebook. The comments, I'm not seeing. Well, hold on. There might be a comment here. I may have one. Well, looky here. There are comments that I was just completely missing.
Wow.
So,
I wish I.
so we've got Kelly. Hey, Kelly. Kelly is my cousin. So, or my second cousin. But anyway, hey Kelly, great to see you. Thank you. Um,
Ages.
and um,
I haven't seen it.
I have watched Courageous. Yes, it's been a while since I've seen it. Great
I'll go check.
movie. So, but yeah, there is a great father on there. Thank you, Kelly. I agree that's a good pick. That's one that I wasn't even thinking about. It wasn't on my radar, but that's a great one there. Yes. Thank you for the comments, Kelly. If
Yeah, I'll
if
go.
uh, if you leave a comment and we miss it, because sometimes I'm too busy gabbing, not paying attention, and sometimes they don't always show all the comments. So actually, I think there's a way to turn it on to where, well, I think if I do that, then I think it takes up too much screen for us if I do that. But yeah, we will try to keep looking at those. But Kelly, thank you so much for commenting. Appreciate it, there, girl. Um, but yeah, well, let us know. Feel free to add comments to both Facebook and to YouTube or one or the other. Let us know what you think, and I'll be getting this posted up on GeekyKOOL. That's let me see if I can pull that up. I thought I had that pulled up. No, maybe not. GeekyKOOL, that's cool with a K. Geeky, the word cool, KOOL.com, where we talk all things geek. And love to have you come over, check us out. We've got a lot of movie trailers lately. We've wrote some articles up there, some original stuff coming out all the time. We've got 9 different creators at this point that contribute to GeekyKOOL. So not all of them post on a regular basis, but we do have some that post at least monthly for us. Some of them several times more than that. So check us out. We always have something new and fresh going on. So let us know what you think, and we will call it a night, Joe. I think we ran a
Larry,
little bit over, but I always appreciate you, my friend.
that was a good list.
Thank you. Yours was great also. I loved your list. So, and I love the fact that we both had different lists, but both of them were exactly what we were looking for.
Yeah, amen. Amen.
All right. Until next week, and we will. Our plan is to definitely have one next week. 6:30 p.m. Central Time is when we do this on Monday nights. We will plan on having one. Don't know what we'll do yet, but we will get something fun to where we talk about movies. And until then, stay geeky and keep watching movies. And we'll see you next.